Hey, so we're back, and we
We
had
are back.
technical difficulties. We were supposed to have Jody Parks on with the Paranormal Hot Squad, but now we don't. So we're just going to talk about what we would have talked about
Mm-hmm.
and other stuff too.
Yeah, it's gonna be way more interesting than having an attractive girl who is an expert on paranormal activity and bondage, as opposed to three ugly motherfuckers just sitting here talking about stuff that we're kind of pulling out of our ass because we have nothing.
Yeah, but
No.
are you sure she has like an expert on bondage? Like, can you be an expert on bondage?
I think if you dedicate enough of your time to it, you probably are. You could get your certification pretty quickly. I don't know how you're certified.
What's it? Yeah, what is that process like? Do you think?
Probably there's a form, maybe 3 forms.
You just go in and beat the shit out of somebody,
No,
and
no,
then
man, it's nothing like that. They
then
got
like
safe
slap your.
words.
They got
Huh?
safe words.
They're not out to hurt anybody. They're out
I've-
to have a good time.
No, they say words on that ghost
Well, I
hunting
mean-
video. They said words.
Well, I mean, like on Law and Order SVU, of course, every once in a while there's the motherfucker who takes it a little too far, and then that's when Stabler and Benson got to come in and clean up the crime scene. But other than that, it's usually just fun to be had by all. As far as
Well, these girls were like playmates or something, wasn't they? At one time,
I think one was.
one was.
mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about the head bondage one, but.
Mhm.
I'm not
the
gonna lie.
junior bondage.
So let's go back to the certification of now is bondage. Is that the same of is that the same as S&M?
I think S&M's more severe.
Oh, that's like
Like S&M's like whips and chains, and so bondage is just I think tying up and
That doesn't
getting
sound
down.
remotely pleasing to me at all. Like I don't know. I guess different stuff.
Maybe you should be the tire instead of the.
I think
tie-ee.
maybe Cody should go up to his mic.
Mm-hmm. He
Sorry.
probably should saw it too.
Look, it gets in my beard. It kind of makes.
He's
me feel
intimidated
bad.
by the mic. Think if he was like in an S&M situation.
That's right.
You know, I would be
He
screaming.
doesn't
safe
even want to
word.
have the mic all up in it, much less like whips and chains and.
Like that Rihanna song.
Ooh, which one? The Disturbia? Is
No.
that what we're talking about?
Dude, every time you talk about
I
Rihanna,
sing
it's
the
always
fucking song. I know that she's.
it's
singing
always
beside
Disturbia.
Umbrella.
It's no, you know the
I
S&M
don't know
song.
any of the Rihanna
Oh
songs.
yes, I know what you're talking about now. I don't know if I've
I don't really
seen
know
video.
every word of the song, but I know she talks about S&M.
I've seen
And
the
that's allowed
video.
on the radio, but God forbid you say the word shit.
Janie's got a gun. You gotta take out the part where he shoots him in the brain. But hell, yeah, Rihanna can talk about frickin' whips and chains all day long. Which I hand to God, Rihanna should be able to talk about whips and chains.
But
all
do
day
you-
long,
but-
still,
I don't know. I don't.
let's talk about censorship.
No. Let's not talk about it. Hold on. Go back to the
Let's talk about
bondage.
that,
Go
huh?
back to the bondage. I don't see that. I went to this restaurant in
segue
Las
right
Vegas.
into it.
Went to this place in Las Vegas, the hamburger place. Well, the
Uh-huh.
whole thing was they dress you up in like these little nurse outfits or whatever.
Probably hospital gowns since you're a man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they want to make you feel really inferior.
I
They
was
put
about to
the-
say, did you wear a nurse's outfit?
Man, I
did.
would have.
Beautiful.
Until I realized I was about to get my ass beat
Yeah.
for not eating a hamburger.
His bust was coming out with the ferocity of 5 foot.
Look at the things, man. Look at them. There you go.
Hey, I work out sometimes.
So anyway, continue with your
Yes,
story.
with
We
the
kind of
heart
cut you
attack-
off there.
with the story
I
of
got,
the
I
heart
got
attack
stuck at
girl.
the nurse.
Well, I kind of just jumped to the conclusion because I was, So anyway, the whole point was the whole goal was you're supposed to eat this hamburger, and if you don't eat the whole hamburger, because the hamburger's like huge, I mean it's massive. So if you don't eat it, they spank you. Well, most people be like, oh cool, that's great and all, but our waitress was like a big buff black chick, and she beat our ass. It was, I had a mark the next day.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. Ask your brother Chase. It was horrible.
Did y'all turn around and say something to her?
No, I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to make any face. I just wanted to take it like a man and
That's
walk
like
the hell
same
out of
thing, you
there.
get SWATs at school. If you turn around, you get 2 more.
Yeah.
That's all there's to do. Eyes in
Oh.
front.
Right. I remember
But the
that.
first the first 2 that went up there before we realized we were about to get the hell beat out of us was 2 little Mexican guys, and they fell to their knees like ah. So that made it worse. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna hurt. And then it did hurt, but I was not gonna make that big of a deal of it.
Well, if anything, I would have a hard time if I was in the presence of a large crowd. Even getting shot in the leg, I'd be trying not to fall. Of course I would, but I'd be like, oh, hold myself up on a table or something like that to where you don't want to be embarrassed.
You paid for that? You paid to get spanked?
No, I
Beat
paid
your
for
hand?
all 4. That's what was bad.
How much
I
was
paid
this
for the whole
hamburger?
meal. It wasn't cheap. I bet I paid $100.
Hey, you
With
gotta
the
think, though,
drinks and the
people that are-
fries and-
people that are into that sort of stuff,
That's a
like
deal.
are if we.
But that's the
had
thing,
our
though.
guests right now,
So-
the people who are into that, that's a steal and a half. They're like, we get a shitty meal and a spanking on top.
But she
of it.
takes it to the next level because she's talking about like the well, I guess what is the man? A man entity that has sexual contact with a human would be called an incubus, right?
Casper.
No, that dude, no.
He was
he was a virgin.
Penny girl.
He was a virgin.
He had that Penny girl with
He
the
tried.
basket.
He tried.
The friendly ghost Casper we're talking
And
about?
then,
Casper. Okay.
Yeah.
but then his girl went out screwing everybody.
Penny?
Christina Ricci?
Big whore.
Christina Ricci? When was she?
She was on Casper the movie, man.
She wasn't fucking.
Yeah, and then that one kid
Black
was.
Snake Bone.
He
Boom, right then, as far
Yeah.
as everybody
But
but
you-
Samuel
you-
L. Jackson getting a piece in that movie.
If you're a virgin, you're trying to go with one person. You can't pick Christina Ricci
No.
because she was. I mean, there's no way.
Was that a prerequisite of the Casper movie? Was he interested in her just because she was a virgin? Because that seems like she'd be a little young to kind of touch on that material.
I think I kind of made all that up. I have no
I was
clue.
about to say, do you really think she was a virgin at the Casper movie? She was probably like 16 years old.
Oh, she had 10 people by then.
Mm.
No.
Well, I mean, it just depends. Yeah, because all the celebrities look like fucking the girl who plays Beth on Walking Dead is like 28 years old. She's like on the show just supposed to have turned 16. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just how young she looks.
She's pretty hot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we can say because we know she's 27. Before, when it was like 16, you're keeping it under your hat. You're like, nope, don't think so.
Yeah, you don't want to be put in that category.
No.
The
'cause
creep,
it's okay.
the 30-year-old creep that talks
Yeah.
about young women.
You can be
Not good.
you can be like a Twilight mom and talk about little lava boy as much as you fucking want.
Yeah, what is the deal with that?
Or like when Zac Efron's 14 years old and on High School Musical, they can be like all these 45-year-old women. Oh, look at that! I bet that young man's got a wang that just won't click. And then it's freaking
Yeah, but if you think about it though, if you're in school and you're let's say 14 and your
Yes.
teacher is wanting some of that, you're probably gonna not care.
well, but it's still,
But if it's a reverse
Mm-hmm.
situation, it's a little different probably.
yeah. But honestly, girls mature faster than boys.
They do.
I'm not saying it's right either way. I think it's just you need to have some decorum, regardless of whether or not you're saying, like, if we're expected to rein ourselves back, which we should be, I think, as far as, because nobody wants to be the creepy motherfucker talking about some 15-year-old girl, like, oh, look at that girl, regardless of, even if she looks like she's 18, you need to stop. But women should do the same thing, as far as it's not a two-way street, it's a street where there's a fucking stop sign at the end of it, and you don't need to go past that.
Yeah.
Well, the
Don't go down that
thing
road.
is, men hit their prime a lot earlier. 18 to like 25, we're in our prime.
Mm-hmm.
Women don't really hit their peak prime till it's like 30s, 35. So it's
Yeah.
understandable. That,
Then you're going downhill. That's
So
some
the
bullshit.
older
Exactly.
women
Yeah,
are
it's bullshit.
more-
when they want it is whenever you're like, I need Viagra.
Yeah. You're like, well, I'm going to play some golf right now.
Exactly. So the roles are kind of reversed. So
Have
that's
to
why
take
the,
19 pills and then call me in an hour.
That's
And
That's when
then
you need
very
that ghost
costly.
man to come in there, that incubus.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want nobody pounding my old lady.
It's not.
whether
It's not a
ghost or
body.
not.
It's a ghost, man. They had a little ghost hand coming
So
there.
he just comes right on and controls your pecker and just makes
No,
sure
no,
that
no.
you
Doesn't even do
some-
that. When you're out playing golf, the little ghost man comes in and uses
cleans your
ghost
boat
hand.
for you and
And,
stuff like that. And
I don't know,
I
really.
How
want to
can
know
you
how
compete
useful
with
the
that?
son of a bitch
You
is
can't compete
sometimes.
with a ghost. They can't even see it.
No, you can't compete with that.
And that'd be like a rape, wouldn't it?
It's-
I mean,
it's-
isn't that
hey,
ghostly rape?
Actually, technically, that is on. Do you not remember American Horror Story?
Mhm.
Did that not happen?
Yep,
Because-
impregnation and everything. That's how they made the
Impregnation and
Antichrist.
Everything. Yes.
Is that how Mother Mary possibly got impregnated?
Ooh, I don't know if I want to cross that road.
I'm across that road.
Oh man.
Well, no, they touched
because
on
if I was to tell you, right now that let's say Jody or somebody down the street, whatever, got pregnant, but nobody was the father, would you believe that?
Absolutely not.
So
Well, no, but that was they talked about that on that the first season of American Horror Story. What it was is at the end of it, yeah, the main lady, the one that was on Friday Night Lights, she got impregnated by a ghost. Spoiler, if anybody, I should have fucking said that at the beginning.
Who
Well,
cares?
that's not about. Who cares? It's show was on 4 fucking years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a little late. Yeah.
But
They watched
anyway,
it too bad.
but yeah, they actually said that was it was supposed to be that boy was supposed to be the Antichrist because that was the exact opposite of the immaculate conception of Mary, as far as that was the Holy Spirit. This is an unsettled spirit, so that's why it would make the Antichrist.
yeah,
So that,
And I mean, we all know Hollywood writers know so much about the Bible.
Oh,
as
yeah,
far as- I mean,
absolutely.
they are experts.
best theologians there are.
Oh, absolutely. They probably could be if they wanted to be, but they just dedicate themselves more on.
but so what if that did happen to Mary? Who knows?
Well, I mean, I think that's the whole premise of it. Is it's the Holy Spirit, kind of like Ben touched on.
But technically,
guess
that is
we
kind of what
never-
happened. The
I-
Holy Spirit would be a spirit ghost.
Yeah, I guess I never thought.
I mean,
about
what if a
that.
ghost technically is a spirit? I mean, the Bible talks about spirits, so that would be kind of like, here I come in my ghostly image.
Yeah.
right?
Maybe it's because it was the Holy Spirit. That's why it didn't
It
make
sound like the
anything.
horny spirit to me.
That is true. I mean, he
Right?
Well, he had to make a son so he could have a son to die for our sins. That's the way I look at that.
Didn't Joseph do that though?
But then he
I
would.
mean, that guy did. All the credit got taken away from him. It's just like you have not. I mean, your wife, not good.
Strong
Yeah.
man. Because would you have believed it?
No,
No.
and I still wouldn't believe it.
Mhm.
I mean, there's no way. I mean, like I said, if it happens, it's almost like sometimes though we believe if it's something's old, you're more prone to believe it. Like, oh, that was in 1450, so that definitely could have possibly happened.
Well, time definitely changed that because I mean, look at how many people now believe Kennedy was assassinated, but there was so much more to the Kennedy assassination than what they were saying
Sure.
before. Like back in like when it happened, people were like, "Oh no, it was. There's no way there was
It
any
was
sort of
Castro.
government. There was no government conspiracy on it whatsoever." And now we're like, "Oh, fucking FBI shot him right in the head." Like even old ladies are like, "Oh, I remember."
Well, and I think
that
a lot
terrible."
more comes out too. Right at the moment, everybody
Mhm.
goes off of emotion.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a big thing. Like with what's going on right now. I mean, we react off of emotion, and that gives the government a lot of reasons to, have a problem reaction solution type of deal.
Patriot Act.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what ends up happening. So
Mhm.
And, that's something that we really need to get away from because a lot of people need to step back and think. And I guess, you're making a good point because I always believed that. That's what I was taught. I was taught, to believe my faith. That's what it was. And I guess I never really thought about it. Like,
yeah, what point do we use our own logic and then start thinking? I'm not saying it didn't happen,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying it could be a completely bullshit story
yeah. And it
for a purpose of maybe I don't know what the purpose is. Maybe faith or whatever. It's that kind of thing, but.
You know, and it could be, but I choose to believe that it's not. And you're right. I'm putting the blinders on by just doing that. But
Yeah.
that's something you
have to
don't.
believe
Like I
in,
said,
too,
you don't want to explore that because then you start questioning.
Well, and then that's the thing. You don't want to question anybody's faith, and I don't. Except I'm just going off of my feel. It's just.
Oh, I mean, like I'm absolutely with you. If Mary would have looked at me and I was Joseph and said, "I'm pregnant, but I'm still a virgin," really?
I don't know if that would have worked out too well in
Quite the-
2014.
Yeah.
Stickity wicked. You've got
Man, if
yourself
that
a
happened now,
pregnant.
you'd be clicking through Google, and all of a sudden you see your wife banging some dude on freaking YouPorn or something.
Exactly.
You'd be sitting there on the iPhone 6, which, by the way, just in case everybody's been listening regularly, I am completely a hypocrite because I have purchased an iPhone 6.
So
which
tell
I'm
me,
sorry.
what are the great features?
It's
we
bigger.
talked.
Let me see.
Faster.
I haven't even seen one. Let me see it.
Absolutely.
Scope it out.
Actually, I want to see it too.
It's
It's not.
nice.
This is not.
It's nice. I mean, it's like, because it's because I
See,
went
I
from
don't-
like the 4 to
I
that.
don't
So
like-
it's nice, but it's any phone I would have got that's not 2.5 years old would be nicer. I mean, that's kind of, it's
Are
not
the apps kind of the same thing, or
pretty
they're?
much the exact same thing. As far as some of the apps I had didn't really run very good on my old phone, and now they run okay on that one. But honest to God, man, it's just the reason we got it above anything else, they had a hell of a trade-in deal at Verizon as far as like you got like $250 for your old phone if it was an iPhone. So I mean, it was like those things are pretty much free.
So everybody says how it bends at like 70 pounds or whatever. I just kind of tried to move it a little bit, which you're
I'm
probably not
very
excited
glad
that I
you
did that.
as far as that.
But it doesn't seem like it's gonna bend.
Well, I was
mean,
worried about it before I put the case on. I mean, honest to God, they put the case on it before I even left the store, and I was happy about that because that son of a bitch is thin. But it's more the pluses, because I got a regular one, just a regular 6. The 5.5-inch one is supposed to be the one that actually will bend if you put the certain amount of pressure on it. The other ones, because it's some kind of like screw. There's not like some support, like right by a bunch of circuits. They couldn't put it because of surge issues and things. They couldn't
Right.
put one support that they actually needed to put in there that's in this one that's not in the other one. It was just because of like the way one of the buttons was keeping it from putting
yeah, but
another screw
what's
in
so?
there.
I mean, now it's iPhone 6. What makes it so much different? Where you really want to buy it? Like, what do they bring to the table now that they weren't bringing with the 5?
It's kind of the same thing as like when you have an older laptop and just upgrade to a new one, and all you really get is a bigger screen and a faster processor.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
that's really the same
So
thing.
the internet works faster. Your apps
Internet
probably load
works
faster.
Apps work a lot faster as far as, I mean, it's like everything's real snappy and quick, but it's not, if my other phone hadn't started working like crap, it wouldn't be necessary. It's nice, but it's not, but also, I mean, they did give you a pretty good incentive to.
What the hell would
get
you
it,
do
so-
without your phone nowadays?
We'd be screwed.
Who knows, man?
It's like an addiction, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, I I can't go to the bathroom. I gotta have my phone.
You cannot take a
Yeah.
dump without your. If you take a dump without your phone, you feel like you've like
Yeah.
smacked your
I
child or
will-
something.
Yeah, I want to look at something, and I'm like, I don't look.
It's
at
like,
magazines.
and you know, a
I'm
magazine does not
lost.
do anymore, man. It's like
You're
you pick up a
lost.
magazine, that sucks.
well, because I pick up a magazine, I've got one thing there. I pick up my phone. I've got unlimited access to the interwebs.
And you know what's weird? Like I'm scared to touch anybody's phone nowadays.
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
disgusting.
That's
Like I
exactly
know
what
everybody
it's-
takes a shit with
I
it.
It's a
guarantee
shit
you,
sickle.
Yeah.
That's all there
99%
is
of the
to it.
people in the world probably do.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And if they don't know what they're missing.
that's exactly right.
Man, you can check fantasy football. You can go on your
Oh.
Facebook and
I mean,
delete that son of a bitch
Yeah.
right when you take a crap.
I don't
if I go
Facebook.
into the bathroom, I'm just like, without my phone, I kind of feel lost for like 30 seconds and even forget what I'm in there to do. Even though I am sitting there on the toilet with about to make poopy. I'm like, what am I here? Oh, that's right.
Man,
Shitting.
there's been more
right.
leg cramps contributed to the iPhone and shits than any product ever made.
Mhm.
Because you sit there so long, you get leg cramps.
Dude, Preparation H is probably so excited every time a new iPhone comes out. They're like, we got this new game. You're going to be playing it for 30 hours. They're like, fuck yes, man. Sit on
Yeah.
that damn crapper.
There's an app now, man. There's a Prep H app.
Is
You
there?
download, yeah. Oh yeah.
What that tells you to get off the fucking
Yeah.
toilet whenever
Yeah,
you.
it tells you, man.
Dude,
I don't-
that is
I
a
don't-
brilliant idea. Crap stopper.
That's it, man.
I was just thinking about how many man hours are lost at work every year now, since everybody takes their iPhones in there to crap, and they instead of crapping and getting back to work, they play on their iPhone.
Mhm.
Yeah, that happens all the time. You know it does.
I
It's
know
like
it does.
because the guy that takes 5 craps a day in 8 hours, it's like, man, what the hell?
Oh yeah, we got a few at work, and I'm like, how are you in the bathroom 30 minutes every time you go to the bathroom?
I've read about just the loss of man hours. They actually say like for an average employee, like 1.2 hours every week is lost just due to random phone usage, even if you prohibit them from using their phone. Which that's a lot of fucking time. I mean, that's kind of, you got to think, so like a 30-hour week you're paying them, or a 40-hour week you're paying them like for 38. Regardless, even that's like a good employee. As far as like they said, that's like best case scenario. You're gonna lose like an hour. I mean, that's kind of, it's tempting. I mean,
I say fire them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, I'm not really doing that, but I
was
mean,
about to say no.
they're like, no, give me a raise. Give me a raise. I cook burgers.
Mm-hmm.
I want the minimum wage to be $1,900 an hour.
That's right. I want
That's
to.
exactly what I want.
I want to make as much as the person who bought this business, and
Well, see, and that's my thing, you know. We got a good argument going with the guy at work, you know, and he's all for it. You know, some people that's all they can do and is work fast food, and you know they should be paid a lot more, and it should be set higher for them. And I'm like, you can't do that. The economy will fall.
What's the point in going to college and stuff like that and all?
You can do better. That's the difference in me and you is you're like, poor little you will give you this, and I'm like, no. You can bust your ass and you can earn it one day.
Exactly.
I
well,
mean-
and two, like my dad before he passed away, he always had like more than one job. As far as because a lot, I mean, it was never fast food. It was always like machining, something like that. I mean, still very like kind of a lower bar of entry as far as you get your training, very similar to like a fast food in a couple weeks and you're doing the job. But I mean, he was always working a couple jobs just to make sure we had a decent amount of money as far as, and that's, I mean, you see somebody who's working like 25 hours at fucking McDonald's and he's like, I can't believe I'll make freaking $6.50 an hour. That's fucking bullshit, man. I can't afford to feed my kids. It's like, well, no shit, motherfucker. You work 25 hours a week. I mean, that's kind of, what do you expect from that as
I mean,
far
you
as
can. There's jobs you can get.
Mhm.
To be honest with you, the oil field. If
Yeah.
anybody and anybody can go to the oil field and start entry level, and make $20 an hour, working a minimum of 84 hours a week,
Mhm.
and you're gonna have to work,
Yeah.
but
But you'll be feeding your family.
you will
You'll
be paid.
Yeah.
You choose to do this,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, free market economics. It's the market sets the price of minimum wage. There should be no minimum wage. The market sets the price what you get paid. How much are you worth?
Mm-hmm.
Based off of what I get off of this product, you're worth.
Well, I'm a business owner, so if obviously if I have a guy I like and that does a good job, I'm gonna want to keep him happy. I mean, who the hell? Nobody. You've been a business owner before, Ben.
Mhm.
You don't want to start over with a new guy.
No.
It's a pain in the ass. You got to train them. You got to hope they work out.
Mhm.
And if they don't work out, you got to fire them and then start the whole process over again. So you don't want to get rid of people.
And you gotta take them in the parking lot and fight them sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you have to fight
No.
somebody?
No, almost, but it was,
Yeah.
it was a long story. But yeah, we
Hey, man,
Mhm.
when people show up drunk, that's just part of it. Give them their
what
damn
happens.
minimum
Gotta throw
wage.
down.
When they have black shit in their eye and they say they've been in a cave all night and that's their
It
excuse,
was his ear, actually.
in his ear,
His ear.
you give them their money and you
His
shut
ear.
up.
Mhm. But But yeah, and I mean, also too with the whole minimum wage argument, do they not realize how many jobs that will take away? It's like, yeah, your minimum wage gets raised to $10 an hour. You're doing two motherfuckers' jobs.
That's
now,
the
all of a
best.
sudden.
That's
I
the
mean,
best
kind of
point. That's the best point.
Yeah,
right there.
because like my wife works at FedEx, and she's had just ever since they've had some cutbacks, employees and things like that. They're all having a lot more responsibility placed on them because of salaried employees. That's just something that, but that happens in a lot of jobs. As far as I mean, you think that wouldn't be the exact same case with the minimum wage hourly jobs? As far as they'll have twice as much responsibility if they're all of a sudden you're making $10 an hour, you're not going to be just making fries. That's for damn sure. You're going to be doing a lot of other stuff too. I mean,
Well, and my biggest thing is, with the argument on people that believe that is, they say, well, it should be $15 an hour. Okay, cool. Why not 20? All right, yeah, let's do 20. Okay, cool. Why not 25?
Yeah. When does it stop?
Yeah. And then you get, you finally get to a high enough number where you're like $50 an hour, and they're like, whoa, that's a little bit too much. Well, why is that too much?
That's almost like saying. That's almost like me and you go out there and throwing the football around a little bit and then saying, hey, we demand NFL pay.
Yeah.
Even though we do not have the skills to play in the NFL, we want pay, like an NFL player.
Exactly.
When the NFL is an elite group of guys that are talented at what they do. I mean, there's certain business owners that are talented at what they do, and they eat, sleep, and breathe what they do. And there's other guys that work their ass off, staying up late and things like that. But then you got, not saying some guys that work in the, let's say work at McDonald's do bust their ass. I'm not saying that, but that can lead to another job where they can get paid that. If you show your worth, eventually you'll get to where you need to be as long as you're working your ass off.
and if you're not appreciated in a job like that and you are busting your ass, go find a job where you are appreciated and you're busting.
Exactly.
If you actually bust your ass, you're not sitting there bitching about minimum wage. You're looking for the job that you're going to make what actually you deserve to make out of. It doesn't matter if you went to college, didn't go to college, whatever. You'll have some motherfucker come in there getting a meal with his family that owns a business, like very possible like you would walk into McDonald's and see. When we were buying shoes last Christmas,
we noticed that guy.
This dude was busting his ass, like going back there, running in the back, trying to find me the right pair of shoes I had. Come back, he's like, man, I'm sorry, I don't have this size. Try on these 3 pairs of shoes I got right there as far as, and we were like, as we were leaving, we're like, damn, if we have like a sales position open, I'd freaking hire that dude in a second as far as for a good paying job because he's busting his ass at what he does. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He might be going off from that job and doing something where he's making a lot more. He might make commission off every pair of shoes he sells. I don't know.
At least he's trying.
But he was busting his ass regardless, and that was impressed me. And as far as there's other people walking in there that felt the same way as that. So I mean, you're sitting there. Don't be bitching about not making much on your shitty job you have. Just try.
And if all else fails, get in the porn industry.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, you got to be talented for that, for one. But
well, yeah, to make money, right? Because there's so much crap out there now.
Yeah, I mean, like I could go out there and do something.
That would be
but
hilarious.
I'm not gonna make as much money as like a Ron Jeremy's gonna make.
Well, now you got all those.
You can't compete with
HBO
Ron
shows,
Jeremy?
like-
I don't think I got Ron Jeremy beat. Not quite.
And now you got all those HBO shows like True Blood just giving it away for free.
Yeah,
So
but
you
I
ain't gotta
waited.
pay for that. I mean, that's freaking.
Bullshit. I waited a whole year to see Snooki naked. Okay.
You wanted.
wanted to see Snooki
Yeah,
naked.
Yeah. What's her name?
You want to
The-
see some Anna Paquin boobs?
The blonde one. Yes. I
Anna
want to.
Paquin?
Yeah. That's her.
Snooki?
Whatever her name is.
Why
Look,
Snooki,
not
though?
Snooki, the
That's
Jersey whore. Snooki, the one on the True Blood. I don't know. Snooki.
Oh,
That's it.
I thought we were talking about. I was like,
Yeah.
why the hell would you want to see Snooki naked?
No.
No, she's it's Anna Paquin. It's the one that was on like X-Men and stuff like that.
I'm not sure, man.
I don't know what it
Oh,
was.
okay, the one on the X-Men the movie?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I was working offshore. I don't know. The show was on. My roommate out there, he watched it all the time. I wasn't kind of into it because it's a vampire show. I ain't gonna watch a vampire show.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I want to see her naked. And it took the whole damn season, but the last
You must
episode
have
they
watched this out
definitely
of
paid off.
context because that was like the 3rd episode. Of
I
that
was
thing.
watching that out of context. I was like reading
you
my
should have
book.
told him, hey, that's what I want to see. Fast forward to when that bitch is dropping trash.
Hey, there's something called Google.
Yeah.
You can just type in her name, probably.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't know her name. Look, I just called her Snooki, and her name's
Yeah.
Snooki. So I mean,
You could have put probably True Blood boobies in there. And just popped up
Man,
right
I
there.
think you just made me visualize Snooki naked, and it was not good.
I don't see how anybody would want to see her.
Well, you kept
but I'm
talking
sure
about
there's
it.
a
so
lot of people that have.
I would, yeah, like that one douchebag or whatever on the show. What was his name? Damn it.
Who? The Situation?
Yeah, the situation, man. Wasn't he getting it on with her?
Look, you know what the funniest part about that show was to me? They all talked about how much
There you go,
game
35 seconds.
how much game they played.
iPhone 6, baby.
Look,
That's what it is.
after the show. But look, they all talk so much shit when they
Taking my
got
phone
there
in the
about
bathroom.
how awesome they were, and man, we're gonna nail all kind of ass and all that shit. That first season, none of them get any pussy, but the one
Except
dude,
Snooki.
no, but the one dude that started dating the chick or whatever that was on the show with him. The first season, every time it showed them guys have girls over or whatever, all the girls ended up leaving or getting drunk and having to leave or some shit like that. Never once. Now after that show come out and they got famous, season 2, and then then they were getting ass thrown at them everywhere. But those dudes were total douchebag tools that had. Oh,
Hey, but women don't like money, man.
What?
They don't like money.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh, come on. You're a feminist. You hate
I'm a
women.
feminist?
You hate women.
I do not hate.
Are
a
you-
feminist was for women.
Yeah, what the hell am I talking about?
I don't know, but no.
Okay, you hate women. I'm not a feminist. You're not a feminist.
You're an anti-feminist. You're
The IQ on the show is terrible.
Horrible.
It's
Absolutely
terrible.
horrible.
The IQ is not good.
How do you run a business?
There's less than 100 points in this whole room.
Mhm.
Jesus.
Fantastic.
Not good, man. Not good.
Oh my gosh! Look, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like sitting in the middle because I feel like when I'm talking to you, I'm ignoring men completely because I can't see what's going on
That's
back here.
exactly how I feel too.
And then whenever
Makes
I'm,
me sad.
and then I'm like, I'm ignoring him.
I feel like I'm looking at a mop when you look at Ben.
Look
Huh?
at a mop.
Yeah.
Look, dude, this is beautiful. What are you talking about?
That hair is like, what the hell is that?
That's my hair.
Good
That
God.
is his hair. You're
That
right
is-
about that. Absolutely.
I like that. You're a feminist, and you have hair like a mop. That is not good.
Not like a mop. A mop stuff is straight. My hair's curly.
Oh man! Hey, earlier Chase came in and showed me this package, and it was called what the hell was that thing called? Girl Fit, I think it was called. What was this little item that girls use to stand up and pee?
Oh yeah.
But it had but hold on, it had a tissue with it just in case. You could wipe it off.
Was it the Shiwi?
No, it's called like She Fit.
Oh, She Fit? I don't know. I've seen one that was called the Shiwi, and it's like a little cup. It looks like a funnel, and she stands up, and it covers her cooch up. Perfect. And you pee, and it's like a little spout coming out, and it just runs out.
But I mean, you still have to go to the ladies' room. So what's the point?
Well, I guess if you're outdoors.
So you don't have to sit on the
if
toilet,
you're
right?
outdoors, so
Just
you
outdoors.
don't. Yeah, if you're like
Or
outdoors, you know.
sanitation or something like that. Yeah. See, I mean, the only way I could see that being a logical solution is like, okay, the line's always really long in the ladies' room. You can just walk right into the men's room. As far as which we wouldn't care.
Well, no.
But what
I
do
mean,
you do? What do you do
Shiwi,
with
I'd be
that funnel thing when you're done? You
See,
put it back in your purse?
That's my whole thing. It's got piss on it. What do
I
you do
mean,
with it?
this one came with a tissue, but I mean that's not sanitary to wipe
That
off a
should have
little
carrying
tissue.
case. A leak-proof carrying case with ultraviolet lights inside of it that'll sanitize that motherfucker while it's in the purse.
I just think that's a product that should
I
never be
haven't proved
made.
the Shiwi. Let's get a patent on that son of a bitch.
Oh, we'll take it to Shark Tank.
The Shiwi.
Fuck the Shark Tank.
Fuck the Shark
We'll make it ourselves.
I'm so pissed at the Shark Tank with freaking Cuban. And every time I saw one yesterday, it was a rerun where a guy comes on there and it's kind of a younger kid and he's selling a like a mental focus
I saw that
enhancer. Dude, and this guy Cuban was asking the most ignorant questions that didn't even make any sense. He's like, well, is it not proven by the FDA? And I mean, dude, if you're
Yeah,
going to talk about it, at least know the industry.
And he's replying back. He's like, "Well, you don't take supplements before the FDA. They don't approve natural products. They only approve drugs and things like that." He's like, "Well, then why are you selling it as a drug?" He's like, "I'm not. I'm selling it as a supplement. That's like a mental enhancer." And he's like, "Well, would you try and take it?" Fuck no, it's poison.
Yeah.
It's like it's not poison. It's like herbs. It's ginkgo biloba. You cocksucker. They've been taking it since.
It was like
80s.
ginkgo biloba and bacopa or something like that. I mean, it wasn't a great,
Shit
it wasn't
to
a
you.
good
I mean,
supplement,
that's
but I
not- yeah, it was
mean,
gonna be.
he acted like it was something that was going to murder you immediately
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
like as soon as you take it, you're dead. As far as.
He definitely went to the wrong place. He could have done that somewhere other than Shark Tank.
But I don't know why they like. I mean, because everything they're like, oh, you have to be an expert in this. I'm not an expert in this field, so I'm out. You hear that all the time. But whenever the supplement guy comes in, fuck
Yeah.
you, supplement guy, I hate you.
They hate the supplement
I
guy.
don't watch too much of it, but I've seen a couple episodes, and that one asshole on there that calls himself Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Burns, you mean?
Yeah. It seems
He's
to
real
me
like
like
Mr.
every time somebody pisses him off, he's like, "Oh well, I'll just go into the market for myself and destroy you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "How can you do that?" The
That's what he
dude pitched
does.
his idea to you, and
I know.
now I'm gonna jack it because I got more money
Yeah.
than you.
Well,
gonna
now
steal
I'm
you
gonna
right
do.
now.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's how it happens.
That is how it happens.
It's
yes,
exactly
but-
because I was at a trademark lawyer today, and he was explaining that is exactly what happens. The guy with the cash wins, man.
That sucks.
The big company stomps all over the little guy.
Poor
You gotta
little
like
guy.
fly under the radar. You gotta work
You
your
know
way
what
up.
we need to do to stop the big guy from stomping over the little guy?
What?
Raise the minimum wage.
Oh God.
Where
don't start.
everybody's a big guy.
$20 an hour, maybe 25.
Oh, I was thinking, raise the minimum wage so all the big guys fail is what you were going for.
Yeah, possibly if that's the
Yeah.
result. I don't understand how economics
the-
works. So
first
I'm
of all-
gonna say raise the minimum wage.
Well, that's basically
Go
what
Obama.
the people that are saying that are going for. That's it.
Yeah.
Go Obama.
Business
everybody
owners
better
aren't
go
idiots,
home.
so all they'll do is cut people. That's all that would happen.
Exactly.
You would have 2 guys making 24 an hour instead of 6 making 10.
Well, I mean, and especially too when you think about that, it's like all the taxes you got to pay in as a business owner and everything like that. And as more income, more taxes, things like that. It's like honestly, okay, dude, you're making $24,000 a year right now. You really want to be bumped up to 30 because you'll be paying your check will be much less actually once you get taxes started taken out of it. It's like because you ain't paying shit right now as far as there's nothing coming out of your check, and then all of a sudden once you're over 30,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was your money leaving your check. By the way, that's sploogey.
That little
Hey, so by the way, on Sunday, when you came and watched the game, how much weed did you smoke, man? Good God.
God. On the way over there?
Jesus.
Look.
Dude, he comes over and, I mean, he gets to the couch and he just kind of looks over at Jason, just stared at him. Watch him fucking Razorbacks.
Jason's handsome. I can see why you could do that.
It was hilarious, man. And then, maybe about third quarter, he gets to where he's kind of normal.
That's when I started drinking Dr. Peppers as well.
Yeah, I saw that. I noticed that.
Needed that little pep in your step right
Yeah.
there.
Well, I was just like, you've been going for since noon today. Probably time to stop.
You been going with the weed?
No.
Oh, beer?
Yeah, the beer. And
So the weed started on the way there.
yeah.
Okay.
And that was actually Chase supplied that, so yeah, I was flying high.
So the weed nowadays, I don't really smoke weed. So is there a big difference? Have you noticed any difference from, let's say, 10 years ago? Is there so many different styles? I mean, there's so many different.
Absolutely. Hands down, like hydroponics has come so far, aeroponics, aquaponics, and all that stuff has come so far now to where they're doing stuff before that they.
Well, I mean,
can do across
there's
the
weed
range.
now that'll actually make you kind of like LSD type trip, right?
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. You got sativas and you got indicas.
Mm-hmm.
Sativas will give you a real low down, I don't want to do shit. Indicas kind of up and kind of happy and everything's great and you're ready to go. As far as making an LSD trip, I don't know anything.
Not as severe as that, but I've
Yeah.
heard of people, where they're. Yeah, I know Ben's really kind of
THC
saw it
has
before.
well, THC does have hallucinogenic properties too. It's actually supposed to be pretty potent hallucinogenic when you break it down based on like everything else. So yeah, and we have seen it before. Like back in our teenage days and stuff, we saw old homeboy. He was freaking out. I got get
He was
me to
running
the
around.
hospital so I can get something to counteract. I was like, motherfucker, you need a bowl of cereal and some Grand Theft Auto. That's what
You
you
need to sit there.
counteract.
I think my exact words are like, yeah, if you run off the door, I'm gonna beat your ass. So sit the hell down.
I mean, he kept
Yeah,
saying,
just
he's like, I'm hungry and thirsty. I'm like, well, that's why God invented cereal, man. That's
He's
what
like,
you're supposed to be doing.
all
And
I
that's-
want to do is eat and play video games. Take me to the hospital game.
It's like fantastic. That's what we planned on doing this evening anyway. So I just kept walking in front of my Tony Hawk.
Mm-hmm. But why did it
kept
affect-
making me bail?
Why did it affect him so much though? Like
'Cause
we
he
were
was a
just kind of
lightweight.
normal. Like we felt pretty good.
He was trying to be a show off, and he took the whole thing and was just all like, I'm gonna show you, and like got freaking cleared that thing like twice. And I was like, well, that's sharing. Right?
Yeah, I think he did.
Sharing,
I think,
apparently,
like,
as far as the
We smoked a little bit, then he like the whole bowl. He's just like he went to town.
yeah, he was
and he's
trying to show off and show like,
and-
ooh,
and I
I'll
think he's
show
like,
you what's
well,
up.
first time I smoked, I never felt it one bit, and this is my second time, so I'm smoking the whole bowl.
It's like, well, good luck with that. 'cause
Oh,
it's,
huh, man.
That's pretty awesome. Well, yeah, that's basically what it was. Chase just had some real dank ass shit. And he had been smoking it for a couple of weeks now, and I hadn't. And so whenever I switched from what I was smoking to what he had, it was a lot better. And wow, it was great.
Yeah, it didn't help the Saints. Damn.
No, dude, it ain't nothing.
Should have
I
gave
don't-
some out to the offensive line. They might have done something.
I don't think we win another game, man.
I don't. I think we might be done. That's terrible.
I'm kind of with
But-
my little brother. Let's go for the first round overall
Yeah.
pick.
What about the beginning of the year when or like episode 2 on this podcast? We're talking about how the Saints were in the Super Bowl.
No shit. Look, I called for them to have the #1 defense in the league this
You
year.
look like an idiot.
No shit.
You're
We
all
have a
like-
better chance of those little ghost people coming out and playing and winning games. I mean,
No wonder only like 4 people listen to the power ranking thing. They're like, these guys are fucking morons. What are they talking about? It's like 4 of them are all like, Saints best offense, best defense. Darren Sproles is going to rush for 1,000 yards like he's not on the team anymore. No, he hopes
Oh, well,
he'll
hey,
get back.
we had the replacement, but we got him.
We'll get him back. We'll get him back, man.
And don't you like how I mean, I'm guilty of it right now, but don't you like how fans of NFL teams and fans say we like we have a part to do in any of
No,
it?
and
Yeah,
that's-
like I'm out there freaking running routes. Yeah.
Like they give a shit
Well,
if I'm
and-
watching them this week.
And I know I do it every now and then, but I actually try not to do that because that is one of those things. I'm like, who we?
Well, the only
As
time
far
you
as,
say
like-
we is for your fantasy football team. Well, yeah, we
Well,
came out
that's
and beat
me.
some ass.
That's me and all my close personal friends playing on that team. Like Kelvin Benjamin and me, we're tight
yeah,
now, man.
yeah.
We're freaking.
You
that's
lucky
my
son of a
homeboy.
gun. I cannot believe you pulled him.
Dude,
I
he's-
thought he was going to be a
He's
bust.
Beautimus. He catches like a gazelle.
Well, the thing that
Gazelle.
pisses me off,
A gazelle?
the thing that pisses me off the worst about him is he had to go to freaking Carolina. In
I
the
know.
division. Mike Evans had to go to freaking Tampa Bay in the division. Like, oh.
I think really. I mean,
Well, Brandon
me off.
Cooks went to.
Well, that
You can't
helps.
take
That
them all.
help. That help. I wish we could. Yeah.
it
That
doesn't
would be
matter
nice
if the
if
offensive line can't block.
Well, yeah, that's true too. I think Arkansas. I'll give them this. I think Arkansas's line right now would play better than Saints line.
I would say so.
I mean, that's the way they're looking. These guys. I mean, we thought we did something good. We benched Patrick Robertson. Good, yippee, and now we can't block.
I think
all
we
of a
should
sudden.
put Patrick. Is it Robinson or Robertson?
Robinson.
I was gonna say we could bring him down to the freaking Duck Dynasty and just put his ass on that show.
Oh, he
Be like the first black guy on the show. It'd be awesome. Be Duck
see him
Dynasty with the
sit-
black dude
with his cornrows.
Yeah.
there trying to make duck.
trying to make
calls.
duck calls. Oh my god!
It'd be hilarious.
Come on, Ben. You know that'd be funny.
Oh,
If a black guy
possibly.
with dreads popped up on Duck Dynasty, that wouldn't be funny.
I'm surprised I haven't done it, to be honest.
That would be unbelievable.
I haven't watched that show in like 2 years.
Yeah.
But it would
that's-
make you want to watch it.
I've watched like 3 episodes of it. I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with it, but most of my like reality stuff I watch is like competitive shit, like a lot of mainly cooking. Really, that's like chocolate
Yeah, the
and stuff
cooking
like that is,
shows,
like,
yeah.
really what I watch as far as reality show goes. As far as gotta,
I like the
gotta get
Ramsey
Naked and
shows.
Afraid. I like that too.
Naked
I like
Afraid's
that.
good. I'm starting to get a little tired of it though. It's almost like it's getting repetitive.
It is. You can tell now they're trying to like spice it up with their freaking previews. Like, oh, look at that bitch, she's dead. And then they like you watch that.
And the
footage,
other
like, she
guy
was
can't.
sleeping. She was just a little dehydrated and sleeping, kind of hard to wake up. As far as like, yeah, there was drool. Well, she was drooling. I mean, that's kind of.
They need to make them start having sex or something. That would be more interesting.
Well, there was one, I guarantee you they were banging because that dude was so pissy the whole first like 18 days, and then all of a sudden like 19 days, like, it's a great day to be alive, man. Everybody's feeling fantastic today, and she just had this shameful look in her eyes.
let me
You
guess,
could
they were
tell.
like the most horrendous looking people probably.
She was okay.
Oh.
He was a big dude. He was like pretty buff and stuff, but ginger. Ugh. Yuck.
Oh, is that the guy that kept crapping in the back of the tent?
Yes, and he got really sunburned.
Yeah, why was that guy? He's like, well, I gotta take a shit. And he
Yeah.
would take a crap right by the
Like
tent
right by the tent. And yeah, she's like
where they stayed.
She's like, I don't want to step in your shit. But didn't you notice like around day 18, all of a sudden he's a fantastic person to be around?
It might have been because he wasn't so sunburned though.
She screwed the mean right out of him.
Maybe.
Right out of him. Whatever fluids he had left in him wasn't a.
Done.
I've never seen this show
That's my
before.
sound of the
So
day, by the
it's
way.
what? Do you,
That
okay, tell us what it's about. It's Naked and Afraid. Go.
Mhm.
You can't just breathe the mic. Go.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
go.
I'm guessing there's some people that are naked and listening on y'all talk to them. I'm guessing it's a dude and a woman, and they're staying in a tent. So I'm guessing they're camping and they're naked. And but that doesn't sound
Where
like
does
it's
where
a
does
show.
the
God, that thing would
Yeah.
sell. If that was the, that would sell.
I think
I
that's
loved
probably
it.
the
I would
description
watch
they
that
go with
show.
anyway,
Two
but it's
naked
like,
people in a tent.
They might bang, they might not.
That's
Who
pretty
knows?
much what it is, though. Really.
That's really what it is.
No, so pretty much they go out and they get dropped off for 21 days, but they have to start off naked for some reason. I guess for like television
Just for
type thing.
ratings. I mean, there's
For
no
ratings,
other,
but they have
there's no
to.
other logic
But
to it.
they literally get nothing. I mean, they get like
one item.
one item, like a knife. The guy could have a knife, and the girl could have some little thing to make a fire. But that's it. That's all they get for 21 days. They have no shoes, and they get dropped off in like the freaking Amazon and stuff. Like it's pretty intense.
With a camera crew.
Yeah,
You know, one thing I've been wondering-
But I mean, they really don't. I mean, these people lose like 40 pounds. And
What
stuff
if somebody
in
has
20
to take
days,
like
I
a
swear.
maintenance prescription every day? What do? It's like, well, I brought a machete. Well, I bought my fucking heart pills because I don't want to die. I
Yeah.
mean, that's kind of like, and get me some water so I can take.
Well, you
them.
know, another thing
I mean,
I've
that's
wondered too
kinda-
is like, what about whenever girls go on their period? Like,
Oh, they talk about it.
They
just go,
do?
man.
Oh, they just go?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
the one was saying she's
Yeah.
like, there was one lady, and we're gonna get real with it, cause yeah, she was in her 40s, and she's like, when I get my period, I get it with thunder. So apparently, she was dripping all over the place. That's how she was talking.
And y'all watch this shit?
I
It's pretty interesting.
I TiVo'd that.
It's pretty
one.
good.
I was like, oh yeah.
Well, I'm
Talk
not gonna
about
lie. I
it.
was flipping through the TV guide the other day, and I seen a damn show on. I think it was on MTV. It said,
Naked dating.
"There you go."
Yeah, and they were copying that. That one sucks. You don't watch
I
that one.
haven't watched it. I was just like, "What the hell?"
Although, hey, they did have a part on there, which is pretty crazy. They're supposed to blur out everything. Well, apparently, like the girl bends over and it showed the whole. So the girl was suing MTV for showing her naked when she's on a show called Dating Naked.
What
Well-
did it show? Cooter
Her
Town.
cooter, yeah. Yeah,
I
like
think-
whole like
I
bend
think
over
we should
too.
change it to the official name of it as Cooter. I love that.
Instead of cougars, just call it cooters.
No, I mean, like, you shouldn't vagina, nothing like that anymore. It should be officially that's a cooter. Cooter and pecker.
I don't
That's what
really-
we
I don't
need.
like
We've
it.
gotten to the point in our lives, I think, where we need to change it to that.
Makes me feel weird saying that.
Cooter?
They all
Say
make
it a
you
couple
feel
times,
weird.
see how it makes you feel.
I did. Cooter.
Now say vagina and see how you feel.
I feel like I'm a doctor when I say vagina.
Yeah.
Well, let me see your vagina, bitch. I don't know why I consistently say the
Why
word
do you
bitch.
say bitch? You're so angry
I
when
don't
talking
know.
about the vagina.
For some, I mean, when I'm talking to Jordan, I tell him, you know.
No smile on his face, no nothing. As soon as it's like we're talking about football, he's all fucking shits and grins, and then
Yeah.
we talk about vagina.
You got to be careful right now with the war on women and all this stuff that's going on.
Hey, you're
You
a
can't-
feminist.
You
You shut
can't.
the hell
You
up.
can't be calling women
Yeah, we got-
bitches now. Okay.
Yeah, we got Cody in here. We got all the feminism that we possibly need. Cody,
Woman's
loves
rights, baby.
ladies.
The woman's rights. I mean,
It's comical.
I mean, they should have rights.
They do. They got the same rights as us. They just don't need more. You know the people. You know the woman that is out there always bitching about women's rights. You know who
Al
that woman
Sharpton.
is? That is the woman that is pissed off because other women are prettier than her, and that she believes that they got there because they're pretty, and they probably screwed everybody to get to where they're at. And
She's the one calling her.
and she's pissed because nobody wants to fuck her. And
She's the one calling it a vagina.
and then she's the one like everybody
Get mad at me for
mad-
saying cooter.
Yeah.
My God, give him right to say cooter. That's
Wait,
all.
who is the woman actually? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Anise Porker in or actually it's
Denise Porker.
You're telling me her name is Porker.
Actually, her name's Anise.
What?
Her name's Anise Parker, but I call her Anise Porker. Mayor of
Truth always
Houston.
comes out.
Have you called her up and actually said, "Hey, why don't we fix that demeanor of yours with
no,
with that PP?"
No, she
So what if like Shaq came up and boned her? Do you think that would change her?
no.
I think Shaq boning anyone would change anyone. That thing's got to be a foot fucking long. I mean, that's kind of how could it not?
I don't know though. Have you seen his wives? They're like 5 foot tall.
Yeah, I
if
feel
that.
bad for him. Holy crap.
That's why he goes through so many of them. What, he's on his third one? Isn't
They
he?
can't, yeah.
They can't handle it.
Yeah, he goes through. Yeah, he literally goes through them.
Between that giant dick you got and those huge babies I've been birthing for you, I can't freaking take anymore. I just settle out of court.
Still out of court.
He's got like a $9 million, just a little, that's all his Gatorade money. That's all it goes to is just his divorce settlements. He's like, I'm terribly sorry about what I did to you. Here's $10 million.
Man, that would be horrible though. I mean, he'd have to have like a 15-foot bed or something to.
Well, did you ever see it was an old episode of Conan O'Brien. Remember when the Big Show, the giant Paul White,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you want to call him, where he was on there with that Dr. Ruth, that sex lady?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
I remember
she
that.
kept
Yeah, she's
asking
funny.
him to show him her dick, his dick. Pardon
Oh.
me, she probably doesn't have a dick. His dick, and because she was just enthralled, because he's 7'5", and she was like, "It's got to be enormous." I mean, I want to see it, and he was getting really embarrassed, and you can like hear his wife in the background like, "Quit fucking asking him to show him your dick." I mean, I was like. And she just could not get over it because she just had this picture, I guess, in her face, or her idea of
She was probably warning the lady, like, he'll kill you.
maybe, as far as it's like,
Don't-
have you ever seen a lumberjack splitting wood? That's what'll happen.
I find it very awkward that you're sitting here talking about the Big Show's cock right now.
I'm a wrestling fan.
You and Richie would get along really good.
Oh yeah,
Talk about Big Show's cock.
Richard is loves WWE.
Look,
man.
this dude all day listens to wrestling podcasts,
Oh, that's ridiculous.
and on lunch watches wrestling podcasts.
Well, see, that's-
And he asked me about it. Like, hey, what are you watching tonight, man? You watching that show? I'm like, nah, man, probably not. I'll probably click through and I'll watch like one little thing about it, and then I'll.
See, I can't watch it unless it's DVR'd.
Because there's nothing on Monday night. Usually it's like football, but before that there's nothing. So I'll check it out a little bit, but
I fast
Richard
forwarded
loves
through,
it.
I swear, at least an hour and 35 minutes of it yesterday because I start watching it at 11. I'm done by 12:15, and it's 3 fucking hours long.
What show? Wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Monday
You're
Night
still
Raw.
watching wrestling?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Ben's a wrestling fan.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Jason, wrestling fan. There's a lot of people that love the wrestling, man.
I'm not a closet wrestler. See, that's
No,
what
Ben,
it's like
Ben will
people
tell
that
you.
are- that annoys me as far as the people that are like, well, no, I don't still watch that shit. It's like, you don't have to. It's like the majority of the people are not going to walk up to you and think that you don't realize it's fake and that you're. It's just hell. It's like somebody if you've been watching a soap opera for 30 years, you can't stop.
Hey,
You got to see what happens.
guarantee you, probably 90% of the oil platforms out in the Gulf, frickin' Days of Our Lives is on whenever that son of a bitch comes on. Them dudes out there have been watching that frickin' soap opera for 30 years.
I mean, that's
Yeah, a lot of guys watch soap operas,
and I'm
man.
like, what are y'all doing? Right? When I first started out there, I was like, do what?
You're a feminist and you don't even watch it.
I know.
Why are you calling me a feminist?
I don't know. It just sounds
I
good.
can't even say the word feminist. Did you hear that? Yeah, wait till you play it back later.
Feminist?
Feminist.
Feminist.
Yeah. Feminist.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be my new text tone.
The feminist. Here comes the feminist. I don't know why it has a little that would be a good ringtone.
That's like the sexual conquest song.
No, I stole that.
Different. Did you? How
Yeah.
do you do it?
Here comes the feminist.
Hey,
It's kind of South Parky.
did y'all know that Jordan's woman found out about that?
Yeah, and you're talking about it on the air.
She was offended. We talk about all this horrible stuff on the air. Hey, did you know that?
Did you know that Jordan's woman might be watching tonight? You like how I did that W? I kind of watched.
Yeah, I like that.
You get the little H in front. Why do people do that? Is that how you're supposed to say it? Like,
I don't think so.
watch? Or like, what? There's a lot of people that do that, though.
I don't know.
Why
I
do you
don't.
think they do that?
Why? But the H is
What
not
is their
before the
motivation?
W, so I don't really get that.
What is the motivation for all that?
I don't know.
I don't really try to
When
make.
do you think it'll stop?
I don't know. Let's let Cody.
Yeah, I don't really try to make fun of the way people talk because I know I got an accent. So it's
Well, we all do, but we're gonna make fun of other people, so who cares?
okay.
Yeah. I got all sorts
They're
of
gonna make fun of us, and they do. So
I'll tell you what.
who cares?
I used to work with this dude. He was from freaking Ohio, and we were talking about we was mud riding the week before and cutting some donuts and all that stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go mud riding." Didn't say nothing, so we went. Come back a couple weeks later, he's telling me about a story in Ohio, and he said, "Yeah, we was out there whipping chitties." And I was like, "You wait, hang on, you were what?" He's like, "I'm whipping chitties." I'm like, what the hell is whipping chitties? And he's like, you know, you turn your wheel one way and you get your ass end going around to where you're sliding around like that in the mud. And I was like, you cutting donuts? No, whipping shitties. And I was like, huh, okay. So I guess people call it different stuff, different.
Yeah, it's like soda, man. You have like in Louisiana, we called everything a Coke, which now I realize was completely ignorant because it makes no sense. Or, I mean, why would you call it a brand name? Everything. Well,
Give me a
Give me a Coke. Which kind?
Yeah.
What kind do you want? I'll give you a Mountain Dew. That'll work. That's exactly what they do, right?
Every
Yeah,
time.
when I first moved down here, I was like, wow, everybody drinks just Coke. This is gonna be really easy to go out to eat as far as you have one choice.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
As far as, I mean that's
But here it's like pop. It could be soda. It could be pop. It could be, I don't know. It really makes more sense than just calling a Mountain Dew a Coke, which makes none.
Well, and see, I remember being a kid, and every once in a while you'd hear somebody call it a soda or a pop, and I'm like, why the hell do they call Cokes?
I did
sodas and
too.
Pops?
I did too, yeah.
What are y'all doing? I didn't understand.
Yeah,
it.
we're the ignorant ones. Damn
Yeah,
it.
we were the
We're always
dumbasses.
the ignorant ones,
Yeah.
man. Every freaking time.
Yeah.
It's like we're raised in Louisiana. We're just morons.
Hey man, I feel blessed to be born and raised in Louisiana.
I do too. I'm glad I'm figuring some stuff out because this has been tough.
Yeah.
I'm 33. I'm still trying to figure out the way of certain things, man. It's not good.
the way of the soda.
The way of the soda.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a cool TV show, though. Really, I'm interested in what like sodas were first and which. Seriously, man, it's kind of weird, but
They could make a TV show that would be just 100% about how bad soda is for you, and people would watch it every week.
and how
while
good
they
it
drink
was
soda.
when it had cocaine in it.
Yeah, it made you feel great.
I mean, can you
Fuck
imagine
that
drinking a
meat.
Coke with cocaine?
I want some.
I just think that it
Sounds
would
tasty.
taste nasty.
I mean, how much does that cost nowadays? Like, here's a Coke for $100.
$37.95 for this can of Coke.
I mean, that's why because back in the day it was like if you were poor you drank Pepsi and if you were rich you drank Coke, but it's probably because there's cocaine in it, so you couldn't. Nobody else could afford it.
Yeah. that's
Once
true.
they pull the cocaine out, man, they dropped
They
that
could
price.
Meet that price.
Yeah.
Price point.
Up the caffeine.
You know what they should have done back then? Raise minimum wage.
Oh God.
That would have.
$17 an hour.
Back then, can you imagine what it would be by now? It'd be $11 million every year is what everybody would be making, and we just print more money.
Move into like Q8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, quantitative.
We'll be Qatar. Qatar and all that
In
stuff.
the Middle East. It's
Yeah.
banging, man.
Mhm.
Hey, speaking of the Middle East, I watched a very disturbing video today. John showed it to me, and
Oh, Lord.
yeah,
Porn.
it was no, it was Glenn Beck. Oh, I also scared the shit out of him today too. Y'all gotta wait to hear this second story. Okay, anyway, video of this guy in the Middle East that we're funding, that we're giving guns to now over in Syria. The rebel leader
Yeah.
killed another guy, cut his chest open, pulled his heart and his liver out, and then ate it. And
Ah.
said that's what he's going to do to the rest of his enemies. And I'm like, we're giving this guy guns? This is who we're
It actually showed
It actually
that?
showed it. Glenn Beck had it
Ah.
on, but what it was on is it's on he has his internet TV channel, Blaze.
Right,
or
yeah,
whatever.
Blaze, yeah.
Yeah. And John had that clip or whatever, and I was like, that was crazy.
Damn.
Second story. One of the kids at work caught a damn tarantula today. I thought it'd be funny.
I saw one, yeah, the other day, yeah. They're out.
I'm going to go put this on John's desk, see what he's doing. So I walk in, and I'm like, hey, man, look at this. And he's like, oh, no, that's fake. And I'm like, it's not fake. And I set it down on the desk, and it started crawling around. He liked to shit.
But he shits about that, but not about the guy getting his chest ripped open?
Oh, no, he was shitting about that.
Oh, man, that's
But,
insane.
yeah, he was. I mean, yeah, it was pretty crazy.
I would have definitely shit about the tarantula.
Yeah.
You don't like spiders?
Not a big fan.
I'm not a big fan either, but kind
They
of
don't bother me.
like I was thinking today, yeah, they kind of, fuck, that's a spider, but at the same time, I can do that.
But aren't
And
these out here, aren't they technically like wolf spiders or something like
I don't
that?
know what they are, but I know about the last week or so, I've been seeing them just about.
Yeah, they're
every
out.
evening.
This is the time they're out everywhere.
Yeah, there was a big ass one on my front door whenever I came home, and that was.
Was it like a tarantula, though?
It was
Like, these things
it
are like
was-
that big, man.
Yeah, it was. It didn't look like a tarantula, but it was big like that. It was like actually bigger than probably what you would think a traditional, unless it was a full-grown, like real big tarantula. But it wasn't that hairy as far as it was. It had real spiny legs. I mean, it looked like the fucking fake spiders you buy for Halloween. Is how it
Yeah.
looked, but it was real.
Yeah, I mean, this one today, it was smaller. I was just thinking it was a baby or
Yeah.
whatever, but I mean, it could. I don't know. I really don't know that much about spiders. So,
Right. I
yeah.
don't. And that's all I really know as far as what I think is tarantulas are hairy.
Yeah,
that's
I
kind
know
of,
they're
this one
hairy.
wasn't hairy. He was bony looking son of a bitch. But you're on the good mic now.
I'm on the good mic, yeah.
Oh well, listen to how sultry he
look,
sounds
I
now
can
because
Zach.
he's the
Zach's
host
back
of the
in.
show.
Zach.
He's Zach.
Zach's back in here, guys. And that's going to be the end of the show. Appreciate it, Cody and Ben. This is Zach here on the mic one. Thanks a lot. Good day.